revelation at like 3 a.m. in the morning. And it's so crazy that I had to record this right away lest I lose it. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to articulate this just the way I feel it right now, but here's a shot at it anyway. So I am on the way back from the airport. I was there to drop my young family with 2 little princesses, and because it was kind of a red-eye flight, the girls were sleeping and I wanted to do what we could to give them a peaceful ride, a safe and comfortable ride. So while I was driving them to the airport, I've driven along this road like a few tens of times, if not hundreds of times, but this was probably the most alert I have ever been while driving, because I just wanted to somehow make sure that the ride was the smoothest possible. So not only was I feeling and sensing every single pothole and every single speed bump, but I can promise you I pretty much felt every single undulation on the road as I was driving. My spine has never been so alert while driving, and I am a fairly alert driver. It just taught me something. I drew parallels to what we do in life, and pretty much every time, pretty much anything we do, we are driving one thing or another, and we've always got a bunch of passengers, a bunch of people who are going to be impacted by that ride, by whatever it is that we're driving. And oftentimes the ride's not the smoothest. The patches are either rough or the roads are unknown, and there are a bunch of variables that are involved, and yet we have to drive through those and get to that particular milestone or destination. And there are a bunch of us, many of us, who want that ride to be the smoothest, and yet we hit a few potholes, we hit a few speed bumps, and it's very unsettling, especially when you're trying so hard to keep it all smooth and comfortable and calm. But the learning is, the attempt is what makes it all worthwhile. No matter how the ride ends up being, your passengers may never know how intent you are at making that ride one of the smoothest possible, but it's still the heart you put into it as the person who's driving, the person who's managing that ride, is that makes everything worthwhile. I cannot emphasize enough as to how important it is to not let the weight of the ride affect you, because there are just so many variables that affect it, and yet you have to go through it day after day, month after month, year after year. And it's only those of us who stay at it, regardless of everything, regardless of the speed bumps and the undulations, that kind of make this world a slightly better place to be in. And this goes out to every one of us, all of you mothers who've spent those countless crazy morning hours preparing lunch for your families and your kids. It's to all you fathers who've gone through those crazy hours at work one way or the other, trying to make it all work for your families. It goes out to all of you who work at these crazy jobs, so that the rest of us can sleep peacefully at night. I can just go on and on about this, but I think you know who you are, and if you are one of those who's putting in everything you've got to make life that little bit easier, and oftentimes a lot easier for a bunch of others, then power to you. And I just want to kind of drive this point home that no matter how rough you think the ride is getting to be, and you know how much it's killing you that you're not able to make it as smooth as you wanted it to, you know what? Just the fact that you're doing it is what counts. So go on and just drive and cut yourself some slack, give yourself a break, and you know, just go through it being a little easier on yourself as much as you can. That's it. I started off this video by saying that I'm not even sure if I can articulate what this, you know, revelation is. But if I've driven it home, if you've even, you know, got the essence of it, I'll consider myself lucky and my little mission accomplished. That's it then. I would have said have a good day, but for now, those of you who are in my time zone, I hope you're still nicely tucked away in your beds and sleeping a sound sleep, and you wake up to a very beautiful morning then. Alright, that'll be it. Thank you, like always, for listening in. I appreciate your time, like always. I'll see you in the next one.